Hi, well I just want to run you through my choice of hooks when I'm fishing commercial fisheries. This time of the year I was just about to start tying some up because it's April, May time, and I don't really go canal fishing, or I don't really tend to do a lot of river fishing. Obviously it's river's close season at this time. So in April and May I start looking at commercials, start going a little bit more, fish are warming up, so I'm going to tie a range of hook lengths to cover me for different scenarios. Now first thing I want to talk about when it comes to choosing the right hook is, for me, it's just like I talked about with the floats. I don't want to be looking at a massive range of hooks. I don't want to have 20 different types of hook patterns to tie up, trying to decide what's right and wrong all the time. What I like to try and do is stick to 2, 3, 4 patterns, try and narrow it down to 2 or 3 if I can. If I've got to put one in for a certain situation, then fair enough. And that way it makes my life a lot easier when I'm tying up hooks. It makes my life a lot easier when I'm choosing different types of hooks, and I haven't got to like experiment or play around or anything like that. So what I'm going to touch on a little bit is what I like to, the hooks I like to use in the PR range. So the PR range of hooks has lots of different types of hooks. There's loads of different types of hooks in there. Hooks are a personal choice. Something that you like, your mate might not like. You know, we have debates all the time amongst ourselves, me and my mates, about what hooks we like and what hooks we don't. 2 or 3 hooks we definitely all seem to agree on, some others we don't, and that just seems to be the way. So what you've got to do once you've decided on what hooks you want to look at, maybe tie a few up, try them out and see what works for you. It might just be that for you don't quite get on with that particular type of hook. It's really about having the confidence in the hook you're using, and that's what these hooks I'm going to show you are, what I've built up. I've got a real confidence in these types of hooks. So I'm going to talk to you about three particular patterns. The first is the PR412. Okay, so the PR412 is quite a light hook, and I use this hook when I'm looking to catch a mixed bag of fish on small baits such as maggots, casters, maybe worms, something like that. The reason I use this hook, it's got quite a long shank and a little round bend at the bottom. Remember when I saw it, I didn't really think of it as a commercial hook, but actually when I used it, it was fantastic because the rounded bend at the bottom is quite strong. You've seen with a lot of light hooks, they can be a little bit springy, and that results on losing fish, maybe if you're trying to swing an odd roach, or if you've got a big fish on in amongst your smaller fish, you might lose that. You can't afford to be losing those fish, and with this hook I haven't lost, well, I can't remember the last time I lost a bit better fish. Every time I've hooked that bonus fish, I've got it out. So that's now given me a massive amount of confidence that I'm going to get those better fish out when I hook it. So for me, that's the right hook. So in a 20, an 18, a 20 for single maggot, 18 double maggot, caster, maybe a 16 for a bit of worm. So I tend to tie these up. I think in my box I've got 20s to 08, 09, 010. I think it's actually just 08 and 010 actually, and then I think 18s are 08, 010 and 012, and the 16s are 010 and 012. So I've just tied a few little range of hooks. In that range covers me for all my sort of lighter work fishing when I'm thinking a mixed bag of fish is on the cards. Really, really reliable hook, and something that I've built a lot of confidence on, definitely. The next hook I want to talk about is when I'm fishing for not a massive weight, not like 300 pound, 200 pound, not that I tend to catch that very often, but when I'm looking to catch fish of a stamp that are probably like, say, 2 to 5 pound, maybe an odd bigger carp mixed in. But if I'm looking for carp, 2 to 5 pound, this is the hook I turn to. It's a PR434. Now, the reason I like this hook, there is some other hooks in the PR range that do a similar thing, but for me, I don't quite get on with them. They're not quite right for me, but this one is a real winner. In a 14, 16 and 18, it's got the strength there to land those bigger fish, and it's robust enough to catch sort of good weights of 2 to 5 pound carp. It doesn't go blunt. It's got a nice rounded bend, sort of like down at the bottom, comes down at the bottom, a nice rounded bend, slightly in turn point, so once it gets in, it does not come out. Unless you foul hook to fish, if you hook a fish in the lip, you've got to be really unlucky for it to come off. It's absolutely fantastic with baits like meat, pellets, corn. They're the sort of baits I'm thinking about using with this. If I'm thinking to myself, I'm on a venue where I'm gonna catch some really big carp. It's more likely to be over £5 than under, which we all go to those sort of fisheries from time to time. Then I don't really want to go for this hook. I think this is a better hook for when I'm looking for slightly smaller carp. It's a little bit lighter. It will definitely land a big fish. I don't have any worries if I hook a big fish. I think, yeah, I'm going to get this out. I trust my hook. But if I'm going to be consistently catching big fish, I'm going to want something a bit stronger. Which takes me to the final hook that I like to tie. Actually, just before I move on, incidentally, on the PR434s, sort of lines I like to tie this up is 011 to 015 power line. That's the sort of limit of this hook for me. 015 power line, I can get some big fish out on that, definitely, I know that. And that's about the limit for this hook. Maybe on a 14 you might want to tie an 017, but for me, I have 011, 013, 015 in a 18, 16 and 14. That is a fantastic comprehensive range of hooks that I've got there that's going to cover me for a lot of commercial fishing. Finally, the bagging hook. Last year when I had £500 at Cobb House, I needed a hook that could take it. 200 carp, up to sort of 6, 7, 8 pound, a lot of hammer. You need a strong, reliable hook. A PR456 is exactly that. It's a rounded bend hook with a wide gape, slightly in turn point, and the steel is absolutely solid. It is not springy, it will not move. It's quite a heavy hook, and that's exactly what you want for big carp. Not just when you're going to catch a massive weight. What about those days when you're going to catch, say, I don't know, 5 carp, but they're all likely to be over £5 pound. Maybe like 2 of them might be a double. If you're only going to get 5 chances, you want to be getting that fish out. So a PR456 gives you the confidence that if you hook that fish, you're more than likely going to get it out. Excuse me. The lines I like to tie these up on, the 12s I do 019, 14s I'll do some 17 and 019s, and the 16s I'll do some 17s and some 019s. Really strong lines. If I'm going to be fishing lighter lines than that, I want to fish a PR434. So what you've seen that I've done there is I've got a comprehensive range of hooks on different line diameters. Really strong, sort of a medium strong gauge, and a more lighter to medium gauge hook. Those 3 hooks with all those line diameters that I've explained there give you a comprehensive range of hooks that covers you for every type of fishing. And that's really what you're looking for when you choose hooks. Simplicity, reliability, durability and a comprehensive range. If you've got those things in your hook box, you're going to catch more fish for sure.